Hello and welcome to another episode of Alumpods, the podcast where we connect with our alumni to talk about their journey, experience, and the advice for the current batch. Hello, I am your host Nilesh, and today we have a very special guest with us, our own alumni, Mr. Pragalbh Shukla. Hello, sir.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing fine about you.
Sir, please can you introduce yourself to.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everybody, I'm Pragalbh Shukla from the batch of 22-24, and I did my MBA in marketing. Post coming to SIBM Hyderabad, I did my graduation in zoology honors, which was like a totally off track. I was into academics. Then, after my graduation, I also prepared for civil services, wrote mains, but again couldn't clear prelims. And that's how when I thought that now it's time to, change my trajectory and move towards the business side. And then I started giving the management exams, gave SNAP, somehow cleared the SNAP exam and landed at SIBMH. So a journey in SIBMH basically started with lots and lots of lectures from the guest faculties, then the major faculties, and then also the corporate leaders who came during our induction, and then lots and lots of pitches from the clubs and committees. So I realized MBA is not just about academics very early. Like it's more than that. It's how you connect to the people, and that's when the registrations opened, and I actually went ahead for the placement cell interviews, and I made it to the placement cell. Since then, like my journey has totally transformed when it comes to SIBM Hyderabad. Like right from pitching it to the companies, getting them on campus, handling guests, managing events. Other than that, managing my academics, doing pretty well. So that's what has been my journey at SIBMH. And if I further go on to extend about what post SIBMH, I joined SAP Labs India Private Limited as a scholar, where currently I am part of a STAR program. So I'm a management trainee currently working for the APAC strategy and operations team. So the transition has been nice, but one thing like I definitely miss about college is the work-life balance, which definitely doesn't come up when it comes to corporate. And other than that, I love to watch travel vlogs, like read newspaper and acquire knowledge irrespective of the source, whether YouTube or anything. So yeah, that's about me.
Well, that's great to hear about. So, this podcast we have three segments. The first segment would be about your life at SIBM. Second segment would be about your professional life, and third segment would be about the advice you have for the new batch. So, beginning with the first segment. Coming up to the question, let's start from the beginning. How was your life at SIBM Hyderabad, and what made you pursue an MBA, and anything you have for the current batch, your experience.
Okay, so probably I'll start with the second part of it, like why actually I joined MBA. So I was zoology honors graduate, and I would have just gone on to continue into academics, doing my BSc, MSc, and then probably PhD, moving into research side and being a professor. I actually thought that this might take a little time because after my class 12th, I've already dropped for a lot of years in order to prepare for medical entrances exams. So that's where I thought that what needs to be done so that I can actually land up in corporate. And saw that MBA is a degree that can actually bridge that gap for me, like directly from the academics to the industry. So that was my major reason coming for doing an MBA. Actually wanted to do MBA in finance, but again the life permitted its own resolution. So I landed up being a marketing graduate. And when it comes to my life at SIBMH, like everybody who joins, there is an induction program. We have lots and lots of lectures. That's where in the initial phase only I told myself, Pragalbh, MBA is not about academics. Academics is important, but some or the other way you have to be, ready to interact with people, connect with people, and see how actually you can create an impact. And when I say impact, it's not about committing to something or the other. It's about creating that selling proposition for yourself. I got to learn that no matter what, you have the hard skills, soft skills. If you're not able to sell yourself, then your hard skill or soft skill will never ever help you. So selling was something that I started focusing on since the beginning. I also was the CR for the batch for the section B, but then after joining the placement cell, I actually had to resign and then I joined the CAT team. So once I joined the CAT team, everything was revolving around placements. I used to be in business formals every day, running after different corporate leaders and getting companies for the campus, managing different stakeholders, students' aspirations as well as the management aspirations from the both of the ends. So post that, if one advice that I would probably would like to give to the coming batches is, do not restrict yourself. And when you're coming to MBA, always remember that MBA is not just a degree that you'll come and you'll build your resume. It's actually a platform for you to build your reputation. And when I say reputation, it takes a lot of commitment. You have to be on time. You have to be honest with your deadlines. You have to be honest with the work that you are doing in your committees. It's not about that the other person might take over and they can do it. You have to take that accountability. If you do these four things simultaneously, you'll see that you are growing as a person, you are taking tasks at hand, and you are actually building a reputation. So always build reputation rather than seeking from people that they should come and recommend you or applaud you. Always have that thing. Your reputation will definitely with time build on.
So it's so much to learn from your experience. So coming up to it, what were your fondest memories from the campus that you want to share with us?
So the fondest memory, basically, definitely it was the placement me coming from totally non-technical background and actually getting into the tech company, which is like after Microsoft we have SAP. So I've never thought that I'll end up in SAP being the kind of organization it is. So that was one of the fondest memory, because the placement rounds for that particular company were also like 6-7 rounds we had to go through. Every day was a grunt, and some or the other. Before that, I had sat for 4-5 companies, couldn't make it, and then came SAP, and somehow like my luck favored me, and I ended up there. So that was one of the fondest memories. And other than that, I also found my fiance here. So soon I'll be getting engaged. So that was also one of the fondest memories.
Congratulations on your engagement. Moving to the next round, the second segment is about your professional life. So the following question is, so the transition from college to corporate would be challenging. How did you land your first job after graduation? Post graduation.
Yeah, so I just told, I just gave a brief about how I actually landed up. But before that, coming from totally non-technical background, sitting for a technical company, the one thing that I focused on was anything that was written on my resume was totally apt, correct, and I actually abide by it. And before that, I also had an experience in Dabur, which actually gave me the correct, I should say, the exposure in terms of how business runs on ground. So that was one thing that I had in me. So after those 6-7 rounds, I somehow made it to SAP. And then when you say that what was challenging when the transition from the corporate to from the SIBMH or the MBA to corporate. So because of the grunt and the amount of commitment that I gave in terms of my academics and as well as in terms of managing placements, I feel that I didn't felt like I'm transitioning from a particular role to another. It was just very smooth, because what takes is the attitude that you carry. And I had that attitude that yes, anything given to me, irrespective of what the genre is, I was ready to take up. And that's how, like I told initially, from the day one, I started building my reputation, and then same happened at SAP. And currently, I started with sales, got some great deals for the company in terms of numbers, around 400k euros. And then also I Currently, I am part of the strategy and operation advisory team. We advise different sales leaders across APAC in terms of different strategies in terms of different line of businesses that SAP has. Yeah.
It's great to listen about. So moving to the third segment, which was the advice. So please, sir, explain us or give us a brief about the ones who might be sitting in the placement rounds, what they need to do so that they can go crack a good interview.
Yeah. So when it comes to cracking an interview, see, to be honest, one thing I feel that campus placements, no matter how much hard skills or soft skills you have, there is amount of luck as well involved. So you have to be like ready for in terms of whatever the company is offering, and you have to, if you are very like stringent, like I want to go into that particular role, it's fine. But MBA, in order to like succeed in corporate in long run, like if you want to land up being a CEO or maybe heading a particular line of business, then you have to actually start from scratch. And for starting from scratch, you have to like choose a company or an organization that is actually helping you to work on the ground. And that's where like the main like crux lies. Like if you understand the business from the ground, and when you move upwards, it would be very easy for you to understand and then make strategic decisions. So in terms of placements, the one thing only that I'll suggest is be flexible. Let the companies come in, be very flexible in order to choose companies. And then secondly, when it comes to the demotivation that people have, like if they are not selected in one company, they start to take it on their own, that are they not good enough, or they are lacking certain skills. So for that, talk to your faculties, talk to the corporate team, talk to different people outside, network, and that's how you'll able to understand that where you're lacking. And always take a particular company is just an opportunity. One company done, pass on to the next. One company done, pass on to the next. One, in terms of placements, this will actually help you build that attitude that okay, I'm not selected in this particular company, let's move to the next. So it's about not making choices, it's about being flexible.
Your advice is going to help a lot of students. So now let's move to a fun rapid fire activity. So a favorite book or a podcast?
Maybe a podcast. So there was a podcast of Vijay Mallya that recently came of Rashimani. I really like that podcast because that business tycoon, he was like Vijay Mallya, and then what happened to him. So this actually tells us, if you are not being ethical, or if you are not being, complying to the normal standards that the industry has, and you're not adapting yourself, then no matter where you want to end up, life might take you anywhere.
Dream company you would have loved to work for?
So actually, SAP itself is a dream company for me. So yeah, so it would be SAP.
One thing you miss most about the college?
One thing I missed most about the college is probably the time that I spent with very few of the friends that I had here. And secondly, definitely on Sunday morning, the dosa that we had, it used to set up the whole day, the relaxing day that we had at SIBMH.
So, sir, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today. It's been an incredibly insightful and inspiring having for taking your interview. So